Hello everyone, my name is Pawan and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Technical Knowledge. I am a business intelligence data warehousing trainer and I train corporate employees on BI technologies, Informatica, Teradata, Tableau, Oracle and Unix. So, in this lockdown situation, I hope you all are staying at home and you all are safe. So, in this lockdown situation, I thought that let's learn something new. Let's learn something to enhance our knowledge. So, what are we going to learn today? We are going to learn today Teradata fast load utility. So, before we start learning, I request you all kindly subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. So, in future also I am going to start Unix learning series. So, in that way you may get my video notifications, and in this lockdown period you can learn something new, you can enhance your skills, you can upgrade your knowledge, because learning is the most important thing than anything else. Okay, so kindly subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. So before we start learning fast load, try to learn what is utility in Teradata. Okay, so utilities are the mechanism in Teradata by which you can load millions of rows into database tables. So there are certain utilities available in Teradata. Let me show you that which are the utilities which are available in Teradata by which you can load millions of rows into database tables, and you can easily import and export your data from a table to a flat file or from a table to an Excel file, or you can also import your data from an Excel file or from a flat file to a database table. So these are the utilities which are available in Teradata. The first one is fast load that we're going to learn today. The second one is multi-load. The other one is BTQ, and the other one is fast export, and the other one is TPT. So these are the utilities which are available in Teradata, which makes the Teradata database is different from the other databases. But in this today's video, we are only going to learn fast load utility, by which we are going to load a data from an Excel file to a database table. Okay. So before learning or before start learning on fast load, let me tell you some constraints in Teradata fast load utility. So what are the constraints we have in fast load utilities? The first constraint we have in fast load utility that fast load can only load a single table at a time. Fast load can only load a single table at a time. That means that you cannot load multiple tables at a time. For that you will go for a multi-load utility. The name itself suggests that it's a multi-load utility. That means it can load multiple tables at a time. But as far as fast load is concerned, you can only load a single table at a time. What is the second constraints we have? Target table which you are going to load should be empty. That means the target table which we are going to load, there should not be any data in that target table. It should be completely empty. If there is any data available in the target table, Teradata fast load utility will not be working. And the third constraints which we have is fast load does not load duplicate record. It will skip the duplicate records. So even if in your source file, if there are some duplicate records available, the Teradata fast load utility will not load the duplicate records into your target table. It will skip those records. So let's directly jump upon to the Teradata fast load code, so that we can understand that how that code works and what are the coding which we have to do in our fast load utility to be executed. So this is my fast load code. The first line which we have in our fast load script, that is session 2. So the Teradata will allocate 2 sessions for this fast load to be executed. So 2 sessions will be allocated. So what is that second line error limit? That is 40. So maximum 40 errors we can get from this script. The other thing, or the next thing which we have, is .logon command. So in that way you are logging into the Teradata database by the .logon command. For any command, if you see a dot, it is a Teradata command. Okay, so it's a .logon command. After the .logon command, you are giving an IP address of that database. So each and every databases have their IP address. If you install Teradata database in your own PC, so that particular IP address will be varying. So you have to give your own database IP address. After that database IP address slash your user ID comma your password. So you have to provide along with your IP address your user ID and your password. So the other command which we have is database project. So project is my database name on which all my tables are there. So you have to specify your database name. Okay, and after that we have a command. Since you know that it's starting with a dot, so it's a Teradata specific command, right? So dot set record vertex comma, it is signifies that the file which we have, the source file which we have, it's a comma separated file, it's a comma delimited file. That's why we have given a comma here. So let's suppose, for example, if my source file is a tab delimited, or if my source file is a pipe delimited, so here instead of comma I have to give a pipe, and after that I have 3 drop commands. I'll give you an example that why we have used these drop commands. So in Teradata, this is the first table which we have, it's a target table. This is the target table on which we are going to load our data, and these 2 tables are the error tables, error table 1 and error table 2. Okay, so in the error table 1 we are going to get the error if my Teradata script gets failed. So in the error table 1 I will get the error related to the data type. Okay, and the second table, the second error table which we have, if my fast load script fails, I'll be getting the error related to the duplicate records or the unique violation records. Okay, so why we have kept a drop statement here? If my Teradata script fails, so as I told you that there is a constraint with the fast load utility that the target table should always be empty. So in between, if my script fails, so always if I rerun my script or if I restart my script, first it will drop the table and then it will create the target table again. Okay, so after that we have a create table statement. So simply I have just created a table with the 5 columns. Okay, so after my create statement, in that create statement I have created a table called employee underscore stg, and in that table I have 5 columns: employee number, employee name, grade, address, salary and department number, and this is a primary index, and I have defined my primary index on the employee number column. So let me give you a brief about the primary index. If I give you a lemon example that what is then index or what is in primary index, so in your notebook, in your copy, on your front page there is an index page, and if you have maintained your index that this particular topic has been written on the page number 76, so if for the second time if you want to search for that particular topic, you do not have to scroll your pages. You go to your index, you see, okay, this topic has been written on the page number 76, so I will directly go to the page number 76, and in that way I will be retrieving my data very fastly. So this is a very lemon example which I can give you. So in the similar way, data is stored in Teradata database with some indexes, primary indexes and secondary indexes. This is altogether a different topic, but for as of now, for you understanding that if you define an index for a particular column, and if you do a query, if you do a select query, and if you keep that column in a where clause, so that data will be retrieved very fastly. You do not have to wait for much time. So in that way, let's suppose we have 10 rows or 20 rows or 15 rows, it won't affect much. But let's suppose you have 2 million rows, or if you have 5 million rows, and if you perform a select query with a where clause, keeping that particular column, in that we have a index defined. So if that particular column has some index defined upon it, so it will retrieve the data very fastly. It won't take much time. Okay, so this is the basic concept of index in Teradata. Now next code of line is record to. That means it will store the data into my database from the record number 2. So in that way I want to skip my header. I do not want to load my header into my database table. I just want to load my data from the second line itself. Okay, after that I have defined statement. In the defined statement again I have to define all the column which I have taken up with my target table. And one more thing which I want to show you here, that take everything as a varchar, so it won't create any kind of issue in your target table. After the define statement, once you have defined your all of the column from your target table, there is a command called file. So the source file which you are going to load into your target table, you have to specify the path of that file, that where the file is kept. Here in my case, the file name is employee.csv. So I'm going to load my data from a CSV file to a target table, and I have to specify the complete path, that where my file is kept, and a semicolon. And from here my loading will be starting. Begin loading. And here I have specified my table name, that employee STG is my target table, and employee STG error 1 and employee STG error 2, these are my error tables. So here after the begin loading, I have to specify my table name as well, that these are the table which the fast load script is going to use as a target table, and as for the error table. Checkpoint 100, what is that checkpoint 100? Checkpoint 100 is, let's suppose I have run my fast load script and it got failed at the 300 record. Let's suppose I have 1000 records in my source file and my script has got failed from the 300 on the 300 record. So if you give a checkpoint 100, so once you start loading your data again, it will not start from the very beginning. It will start loading your data from the 101th record. So this is the benefit of checkpoint. Okay. Now after that we have simple insert statement, insert into my target table and values. These are the column, and after that I have end loading command, and after that I have .log of command. So since if you go to the starting of the script, you have .log on command, and at last you have a .log of command. So in that way you are logging off your script. Okay, so this is the complete fast load script which we have made. This is a code for fast load. Now let me show you my source file, my CSV file from which I am going to load my data. So this is my employee CSV file. Let me open it. So these are the 10 rows which I am going to load into my database table. Let me zoom in a bit. But at the last two record, if you see the last two records, these records are duplicate. Complete entire row is duplicated. Okay, and as per the constraint of my fast load, I have told you that fast load does not load the duplicate record. Fast load skips the duplicate record. So I'm going to load this file, and we will be seeing that whether this record has been skipped or not by the fast load script. So to run this script, you have to go to your command prompt. Type here cmd, and your command prompt, your Windows command prompt script will be opening. So you have to go to that particular path where my fast load script and my fast load source file is kept. So let me copy that path. This is the path where all the files are kept, and here you just type cd and the path name. So I am into the path where my fast load script and my fast load source file is kept. You can check that with a dir command. Give a dir command and see these are the files which are kept there. Let me zoom in a bit. So to run that fast load script, what is the command which we have to give? It's very simple. Just type fast load bracket and the script name. Our script name is fastload.txt. Double click here and give it in a bracket, and after the bracket you just give a log file name. So in that way a log file will be generated, and you can see that whether the data is loaded or not into my script. So any name you can give. Let me give it m.log. So any log file name you can give it, and just press enter. So we have run our script, and now we have to check in a log file that whether the data has been loaded or not into my target table. So let's just open this log file, and let me zoom in a bit. command completed successfully, that means table has been created. And later if you check, see total 11 records, skipped by record is 1, that means one duplicate record has been skipped, and sent to RDBMS is 10. So overall 10 records has been loaded into my target table, and only one record has been skipped, which was my duplicate record. So this is the point in fast load utility, that it does not load the duplicate record and it skipped the duplicate record, and the return code is 0. So if your return code is 0, that means your script has been executed successfully. Okay, so now what we can do is we can check into our database that whether the data is available or not in our target table. Just we have to give a select statement to that particular table, select it and just press F5. This is the screen for Teradata SQL Assistant where you can execute your query. So this is the UI, user interface for your Teradata. See, all the records are available in my target table and the duplicate record has been skipped. Okay, so in that way you can load your data from your Excel file or from your Notepad file into your Teradata database tables using your fast load utility. There are multiple utilities available in Teradata as I explained you, but today we have seen fast load utility where you can load millions of records. These are just the record we have loaded is 9 records, so you can load millions of records into the database tables, and it is very handy and very useful utility to be used in Teradata database. So I hope you understood the concept of fast load utility, how you can load your data from an Excel file to a database table, or how you can load your data from a TXT file or a flat file to a database table. So guys, if you want to pursue this course completely, if you want to do this course from the very starting, from the very beginning till the end, we are providing this course. We are providing the practical online sessions for this Teradata entire course. So if you want to do this entire course completely, kindly comment on the comment sections so that we can reach out to you if you want to pursue this course. The complete course content, the link for the complete course content to be downloaded, that is given into the description box. You can download the course content from the description box and you can have an overview and you can have an idea that what are the topics we are covering up in the Teradata complete course. So we are providing online sessions for this Teradata course. If you are interested, kindly do comment on the comment section, and also do comment on the comment section if you like the video. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it will be much informative to you, and I hope in this lockdown you learn something new, you upgrade your skill and you enhance your knowledge. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon, stay at home, be safe. Thank you so much.